and welcome to the Cat Collective. I'm Nina, I'm the channel for this channel, and let's start. Freedom, yay! Reconciliation, also nice. Forgiveness. Oh, and clarity. I'm in a weird mood today, but I'll explain to you, I guess. Attraction, spring, delay, love. Okay. Weird banana. Oh. Okay. So I think you are worried about a delay of manifestation in a way. Maybe you are just upside down in general. Because if we would take the word away, she doesn't really look unhappy or like someone who's waiting on something, I think. You know, even though she's hanging there, she's running through her hair and it's quite colorful, right? And yeah, you know, it could be that you are currently working through a lot of things, you know. It's like your dirty old kitchen, and it's just if this reflects your thoughts, your inner being, you know, that you need to clear it out. You know, it's this meditation card. It's this clearing of things, and you know, when you look at this, the muffin and the weird banana is on one row, so there's something also with food that might improve your situation if you get it done, right? But nonetheless, there's some signals, some message that wants to come in for you from the other side, because of, you know, this is always a sign of a weird message from a source you wouldn't expect, right? And so it could be that you need to clear out your clutter internally, body-wise, to get the message, you know. But there's also something about this figure in the cage, because it's always a self-made cage, right? But why do we hold ourselves inside of this? It's mostly because we don't know how to break out of this or what to do, right? Because not everybody wants just to give up everything and not knowing where they will land. Even though we all know, you know, the universe provides and you don't take away from anybody if you decide to venture out, right? But it's just almost also a mental prison that you are in, and it feels to me very circular, but it could also have something to do with your spiritual and psychic awakening, because it's an intense phase to go through, right? It leaves you weirded out in a way, but also in more or less explorer mode, from the point of, once you know how much is possible in the psychic world, or just with your thoughts and everything, you want to explore so many things in this realm, but at some point, you just have to explore, right? But there's a lot of good energy for you, for sure, in the reading, even though I'm feeling not like that. It's the weirdest thing. It's this, look at this figure, being stuck in this cage. And for sure, if you look at this, there's the meditation and the visualization of what you want to have or achieve or manifest. It's important to close your eyes and then visualize also, but meditation is more about clearing it out, right? Nonetheless, you can try to visualize if you are in a place where you are currently not want to be in, because that's the only thing we can do, right? Well, there are a lot of other things you can do. For example, forgiving yourself or others. It's important to cut the ties. When you forgive someone who has hurt you, doesn't matter which person it is, you free yourself from this, right? You free yourself from the attachment. It doesn't matter what the other person thinks. It's just for you, so you can move on. It's important to move to the new, to every new aspect of your life. So it's important to do that, because something very nice is ahead when you do that. As you can see in the card, it gives you so much more freedom. And it could be that you really want to reconcile with yourself. And I'm not speaking about an older self of you, maybe some aspects of who you used to embody maybe years ago that you are missing. But it's more about your own higher self, the more magical part of yourself that you would like to embody. And there are so many highs and lows that I'm feeling, right? It could also be that you feel that there's a delay and you're wondering, because I'm really drawn to the word, it really didn't get me into a good vibe right now, because I'm like in delay. It could be that your whole life feels like a delay, and it could be that you're thinking about changing something yourself, which is a good thing. There's a it's whenever we make the decision ourselves to change something, we always stumble into things like fear, which are just there because we don't know for certain what will happen, right? And sometimes when we make decisions and we end up somewhere else, it might not feel better, even though this was the intention of making a decision, right? And I think you're at this point where you are almost thinking about delaying everything because you want to be certain that it's going to be better, right? And there's a lot of also interpersonal stuff in this reading with the attraction card. It's this maybe, well, you know how it works. You know, a beautiful flower attracts the hummingbird or bee, right? And you know that in your current state of affairs, you don't feel like attracting anyone into your life. I think this is probably not even your focus right now, even though you would like to be, this is you, you know, your inner landscape, your beautiful inner landscape that you want to feel again, right? And it could be that you are just sometimes sinking into a dark place with this, you know. And it could be that you find it hard to get out of this, especially if you are also delaying. Maybe you try, because of those, you know, maybe you are trying to changing your diet in some way, or just make a change in general, and it could be that you are delaying it, but maybe because of your mental state, you know, because of this, right? Because it's so hard sometimes to change the things that we know we want to change, and therefore we feel stuck, you know. It's almost, yeah, it has, you know, it has some weight loss vibes onto it as well, because this figure is really weighed down by gravity, right? And the more weight you have, the more you are weighed down, right? And this figure, well, stick figure, right? And it's dancing and well, empty, but not really full, right? Seems to be full of life, but empty of thoughts. And this person is almost the opposite. It's like full of thoughts, but no life force left, right? It's like, it's a difference, and you want to achieve the difference. It's just easier said than done, right? Maybe that's why I'm feeling this low right now. Trust that you were born a creative being and have never stopped being one. And direction, switch gears, reboot, and try a new and different direction. Yeah, that's what you need. And there's a lot of sorrow in this, also past and everything, right? But it really feels to me that you really need a change in direction for yourself, you know. It's not just that the cards say it, because this low mood, we can only entertain it for a certain amount of time until we need to do something differently. And I think you realize that, and it could be also overwhelming, because sometimes you just have the tendency, you know, you lay down and sleep all day, or, you know, but is this really living, right? Maybe you find it hard to live because you never really lived in a way that you know you probably should, because sometimes we get thrown into this planet and all we can do is endure, and we never really learned how to live, how this is supposed to work. You know, if your upbringing was close to, if they were in a low all the time, or that's all you learned, and that's all you learned, to sit around and endure the situation you are within without feeling that you have the power to change anything, when in fact you do have. And maybe you broke out of this pattern for a while sometimes, and it could, you know, I think by now you know how it works, that you break out of this pattern and you go somewhere and it changes you for the better, usually, right? So this time it's just an encouragement that yeah, you need to try something else, something different. It's just this feeling of, where should I go? What should I do? Right? If the path was clear and colorful, but this is where it leads to, you know. If you break out of this place, you will go to this place, and this feels so much more like, you know. And there's a lot of this is a universal trust exercise. It could be also that something is already happening for you and you know where to go, but you are maybe having some fear issues or just still feeling low a bit. But there's something on the way for you, right? So it's just an encouragement to take the step to go towards something and expect this. Don't expect to land in the same sorrowful place you came from, because you will never land in the same place. It will always be different. Even if you end up feeling those feelings again, they will still be different because you've done something else, right? Yeah, so let's see. You and your loved ones are safe. Yeah, so it's a feeling of, you know, when you are thinking about changing something, maybe a lot of things, and you are worried, you know, or maybe the only thing that's holding you back is the fear of what's ahead, right? But you can always trust, and that's where this card also comes in. It's this, yeah, just trust that you are safe, and that things will work out, and you might be surprised how many miracles are ahead of you, you know. When we live this life of trusting and just wandering around, right, the universe supports you in so many ways that you cannot foresee and you don't want to foresee sometimes, right? So just take the step towards a new life and do something differently, change something up, even if it means that you have to leave a lot of things behind, but just do it and see where it goes, and let the universe surprise you. Ooh. Well, a new start is coming. This is always, you know, a new start is often, the exciting feeling after a struggle, right? And that's ahead for you, so you can be assured. And also, if you're beating yourself up about maybe some things that you couldn't change, just be aware that you sometimes can't change the things in your old circumstances. Sometimes it's just easier to change the circumstances first, and then change will come automatically, you know. When you change everything, your life and everything outside, you know, then the circumstances will change with you, and you will find it much easier. And therefore, forgive yourself also for taking a bath in this place for a bit too long, right? Forgive yourself for that. It's fine, and you will see when you look back that it was there for a reason. But also, don't hesitate to step forward and do whatever you feel to do. And even if it makes you feel like a weird banana, it could be, you know, because the muffin is so, in a way, if you look at a muffin, how it's made, and, you know, it's just how it's such a, it's almost an old school bakery type of thing, right? And a weird banana is crazy bit, right? So maybe you are thinking about doing something crazy. But what is really crazy these days, right? Yeah, but you're just something unconventional, something different. And it's just an encouragement that, you know, the figure is also dancing in a weird way, right? So it's just an encouragement for you to step forward. Yeah, be bold and make the first move. Ooh, there we go. Yeah, so what's ahead? What's ahead? I'm just getting this. What's ahead? Is there something? Yeah, okay, the end of a tough cycle approaches is ahead, right? So, very nice. I hope this reading could encourage you to, yeah, get the ball rolling. And yeah, let's see who this reading is for. Aries. Okay, yeah, so yeah, I hope it was helpful. Additional info is in the letter box below, and see you next time. Bye bye bye.